I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeves off the team. This is my team. I don't fuck with you. Get out of here. Yo, son. Cheryl Reeves, you asked for it.
The WNBA is in utter chaos after Caitlin Clark executed one of the boldest power moves in league history. During the live All-Star Draft broadcast, she orchestrated a stunning trade, swapping out her assigned coach, Cheryl Reeve, leaving the league, scrambling to manage the fallout. This wasn't just about coaching preferences. It was a clear display of Clark's rising influence and her refusal to tolerate continued disrespect from those who've spent months undermining her success.
They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need to coach Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride. I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please. And then Sandy Bordello's like, oh yeah, this is good.
In an age dominated by fake drama and social media outrage, truly authentic moments are rare. But on July 8th, during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft broadcast live on ESPN, Caitlin Clark delivered one. What began as a routine event quickly turned historic. Clark, fed up with the league's treatment of its biggest star, seized the spotlight and made it clear, enough was enough.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading.
The setup followed classic WNBA politics. The Minnesota Lynx held the best record at 17-2. So their coach, Cheryl Reeve, was automatically selected to coach Team Clark. Meanwhile, Sandy Bordello of the New York Liberty was assigned to Team Collier. On paper, everything was set, but the league overlooked one crucial factor. They were dealing with Caitlin Clark, a player who refuses to bow to outdated hierarchies.
Is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously
Demonstrating her signature strategic mindset, Clark shared her thoughts with the ESPN host Malika Andrews. I don't know if this is in the rules, I don't really care, she began. But I think we've already decided to trade coaches. Calm and composed, she continued. Fee is going to take her coach, Sandy Bordello. Let's get it. Sorry WNBA if that's not in the rules. Sorry ESPN, but we just made it a rule.
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Bordello. Let's get it. Ooh. It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules. But we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Bordello, come on over. Whoa. Let's get to it. You can coach
The silence that followed was deafening. You could almost hear the gasps from WNBA executives realizing their star wasn't going to quietly accept whatever was handed to her. For the first time ever, a player had traded a coach during a live All-Star Draft and no one could stop it.
News here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Now, here's where things get really interesting. This wasn't just a coaching reshuffle, it was Clark standing up to Cheryl Reeve, the coach who had been subtly discrediting her for months. From cryptic tweets to icy interviews, Reeve's attitude toward Clark had long been dismissive. And let's not forget she played a key role in leaving Clark off the Olympic team.
And announced that Cheryl Reeves will be the coach for Caitlin Clark's All-Star team. Not feeling this at all. This is the same woman who despised her last year, saying, I don't give two shits about Caitlin Clark. The same woman who really didn't want her on the Olympic team. She was hell-bent about it. Very open about it. Same woman who wore Black Girls Rock while playing Caitlin Clark, insinuating that Caitlin Clark is a racist. So she's going to be, pandering to the audience. Like, I hate that shit, man. I hate people who...
That Olympic snub exposed Reeve's animosity. As head coach of Team USA, She could have pushed for Clark's inclusion. Instead, Clark was excluded. When asked if she had any regrets about the decision, Reeves simply replied, no. Cold, blunt, dismissive. It was clear this wasn't about talent, it was about politics.
He wasn't a part of the official committee, but, some may believe she had some say in how all that went down. Regardless, the picking between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for all.
Clark, the player packing arenas and breaking attendance records, was treated like a nuisance, rather than the generational talent she is. So, when the chance came to flip the script and send Reeve packing, Clark didn't hesitate. It wasn't about ego, it was about demanding respect. And once again, the WNBA proved unprepared to handle its own success. Rather than recognizing Clark's move as a powerful display of agency, the league was caught off guard. Eventually, ESPN's Malika Andrews confirmed that a coach trade was allowed, and the league retroactively approved it.
Okay, by the way, I just got official word from the WNBA, from the league. I am hearing that a trade of coaches is permitted and it is granted. I wish I had a gavel here. So the coach trade has gone through. As the steward of this draft. It has been approved. And these are your teams. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking with us. Just think about that. The WNBA had to make up a rule on the fly to accommodate its biggest star. This is the same league profiting massively from Clark's impact. Sold-out crowds, record-breaking TV ratings, and media coverage that's lifted women's basketball to new heights. And yet, they've allowed coaches and players to openly belittle her. They've ignored flagrant fouls that would lead to suspensions anywhere else. Despite all she brings to the table, Clark has been left to fend for herself. But instead of lashing out, she acted with surgical precision, calmly stating her preference and moving forward. Sandy Brondello, come on over. Let's get to it, she said like it was just another Tuesday.
They get to trade coaches. They just traded Cheryl Reeves to get the Liberty coach. That is great. So we don't have to worry about Cheryl Reeves anymore. Cheryl Reeves can go to her team. I think Nafisa's team is too slow, bro. Yeah, Alyssa Thomas is good, but she's slow. Angel Reese isn't fast. Breonna Stewart isn't fast. I'm telling you, they're going to be more of a half-court type of team.
Sandy Brondello's reaction was exactly what you'd expect from a coach. Thrilled to work with the game's biggest star. I got traded, she said, beaming. My son texted me, I've made history. This is awesome. I get to coach Caitlin Clark and Sabrina in Indianapolis. What an opportunity. Meanwhile, Cheryl Reeve was left to watch the players she tried to minimize publicly reject her. Once the most powerful figure in their dynamic, Reeve was now coaching the opposing team while Clark dominated on her home court. The whole situation perfectly highlights how out of step the WNBA is with managing its stars. In any other league, a talent like Clark would be protected and promoted, not picked apart.
Coach, you may have been involved in the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that in your mind. First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah. Oh, I got to go look at all that. Traded? I have no idea what the teams are.
Second time in history now. Geez, as a player. And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
Clark's coach trade wasn't just about Reeve, it was a declaration. She sent a clear message. Disrespect will not be tolerated, no matter your title or history. She proved her influence isn't limited to arenas and TV screens, it extends to the boardroom. Her actions demonstrated that she's not just a marketable face. She's a power broker in real time. And now, other players are taking notice. You don't have to accept mistreatment from those in charge. You have options. You have leverage.
And you remember when Caitlin was in Minnesota last year, she had a little extra spice after one of the baskets, because Cheryl Reeve's a great coach, don't get me wrong, and she doesn't bite her tongue, which you noticed after the WNBA finals when she said it was stolen from the Lynx. There's no questioning her acumen, and certainly she'll speak her mind, but there's got to be something in the back of Caitlin's mind that still feels a little miffed, even if Reeve wasn't directly responsible for her not making the Olympic squad. Now, there was another attempt.
And the timing, flawless. Clark made her move with full visibility right when the league couldn't suppress it. She waited for the perfect moment, then executed with the precision that defines her game for Reeve. It was nothing short of humiliating. After months of passive aggression, she was publicly dismissed and had to pretend everything was fine. But the message landed. Other stars are watching and learning. They're realizing they don't have to stay silent. That influence can spark change. Clark's move proved she's not just a star athlete. She's a savvy professional who understands her worth and isn't afraid to act on it.
Caitlin said she don't care if it's in the rules or nothing. She trading to get her off my team. So Caitlin and Collier switched coaches because Caitlin wasn't having it. She said no ops will be on my team.
The WNBA's response to all this will be revealing. Will they embrace Clark's empowerment as a sign of progress and growth, or try to control her and risk alienating the very player revitalizing their league? Smart Money says they'll lean into it. They've gained too much from Clark to start a fight. Publicly, they'll spin this as an example of flexibility and star-driven progress. Privately, they'll make sure Clark is never again put in a situation where she feels compelled to make such a bold statement. For fans, this was a lesson in how to confront disrespect with elegance. Clark didn't create unnecessary drama. She identified a problem, implemented a solution, and executed it flawlessly.
Clark, or what I like to refer to her now as Gangster Clark, heard Cheryl Crusted Blueberry Muffin ass Reeve being salty in that press conference, throwing shade at the Fever and said, nope, get her punk ass up out of here. She ain't about to coach my team for the All-Star game, and that's why I call her Gangster Clark, because whatever Gangster Clark wants, Gangster.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game is no longer just a showcase of talent, it's a bold statement about power, respect, and the shifting landscape of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark will step onto the court in Indianapolis with Sandy Brondello at her side, having removed a toxic presence from her orbit. Cheryl Reeve, once in control of Olympic rosters, now finds herself coaching the opposing team, a stark reminder of how quickly influence can change hands. This moment isn't just about basketball stats or highlight reels, it's about Clark redefining what power looks like in professional sports. The league expected her to follow their rules. Instead, she reminded everyone that she is the rulebook. Now, and here at Queenside Hoops, we'll be here to break it all down. If you want more unapologetic takes on the WNBA's biggest moments, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the movement, because this game is changing, and we're covering every play.